hopefully, because might as well, right? Alright, anyway. And my kick is good. How about the other end? Probably gonna do that thing. Now it does it. Alright. Otherwise, hello there everyone. Daedric Diamond here, and welcome to Mountain Blade Bannerlord, or Mountain Blade 2. Now, I have actually done something on this, but it was a long time ago. And ever since War Sale came out, I think even before then, actually, I've been wanting to do something with it, but the problem is every time I try and do anything modded with this game, it just absolutely refuses to work. So, I've been avoiding it, I haven't been touching it, until right about now, as you can clearly tell with War Sale. Now, it has been a long while since I played Mountain Blade. I have to admit, I've only ever enjoyed the first one with the 16th century mod. And a little bit of the story, but mainly I played it modded. Otherwise, without further ado, I'm gonna do sandbox mode. Because I don't like the pressure for the time that the campaign gives, and I'm honestly not intending a long one tonight. I will probably, for the future, do a more proper playthrough, but I'm feeling more ranty tonight. Like, there are just things I'm just kinda not happy about. And that's kinda more what I wanted to spend. I don't want to necessarily say mainly spend it. I am gonna try to get some more gameplay in, but I am gonna kind of be working upon a thought I've had earlier today. Of course, I'll let the thing load up and let it do its thing, unless it takes 1,000 years. Now, I know I should have probably went in, prepped, did everything in advance, but I think, for the sake of everything, I'm gonna do it all on the go. I suppose that this takes a long while. Oh, there it goes.
For 500 years, the Calradian...
Yeah, we all know. For 500 years, the Calradians have dominated the lands, and then eventually they did stupid stuff, and their empire fell, and then everyone else... Well, okay, it didn't fall, it just split. It can fall, potentially. Alrighty. Now, while I'm setting this up, there is something I do want to touch upon, and I know this was something I posted on Twitter X today, because it was just one of those things that was on my mind. The fact I'm seeing a Peanut as the best VTuber just proves that there's a lot of barbarians, and the awards are a joke, if not a scam. Good VTubers need no medals, they only need an audience defending them and back them in any endeavors to the wider audience is just shallow. Now, to touch a base on this a little more, because it's kind of what it is, it feels like whenever there's any award ceremony or anything, it doesn't really feel on merit. It feels more on... How do I put it? How do I want to word it? Funny thing, I had this somewhat thought out in my head, and then I actually do it, and holy shit, I lost my thought. I'll just put it to you like this. It's all based upon certain things, and who's cutting the backroom deals well, and who's showing the highest of loyalty. Because what makes a good VTuber isn't necessarily that award. If anything, it's the people that flock to the VTubers. And I've seen VTubers who command a lot of respect. Heck, I've even talked to some channels who have audiences. And all that good stuff. Of course, that's probably anyone, but still, you know who the popular VTubers are. Especially when the people flock to them and they make memes about them, jokes, and all the good stuff, and hey, I hope to have that someday. Rather than some stupid award for, congratulations, you got VTuber of the Year! And it turns out it's just something that's not even a VTuber as you would technically know it. Alright, I guess I should quit stalling on this creation screen and get in. Hi, thank you. Purest shade of that, please. Hang on.
We won! Give them hell!
Actually, hang on. Just wait, do. Okay. Build. Okay, no. 2 skin and bones. We do want a little bit of something. But no, wait. Height. Short. I be short.
Backs to each other!
Hmm?
Give them hell! Line up! Let them advance! Give them hell! Move fast! Stand fast! Shields forward! Stand down!
Oh god, this pitch. Hang on. Let me go to voice
Line
1.
all back!
Right, that's how I remember doing it. Okay, so...
Die, dog! At them! Release arrows!
think I'll just do 1. So anyways, as I was saying, I think the hallmarks of a good VTuber, or a good content creator in general, is when people flock to them. God damn. Now, I know there's people that are probably highly disappointed with how the awards turned out, and I think I'm just gonna be of a mind with those people if I hadn't said it a few moments ago, where I'll say it again. It's a joke at this point. Were you expecting something grandiose? Were you expecting something that... God, am I kidding? I know I might sound a tad bit frustrated, but honestly, that's just my sentiment on the whole thing. It's a cruel joke. Alright. No. Face depth. Again, I know, I should have probably made everything before I did this, but... oh well. Too gaunt. Ear size, let's make a little smaller ear shape. Ah, you know what, when in doubt, leave it on default. Yeah, let's do 1. Okay. Eyebrow type. No unibrow? That sucks. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a unibrow, but you know what? I'm not gonna be mad about it. Let's leave it at default, then. You know, quick complaint from the usual thing I want to complain about. Why is it that the sliders don't really change much? I've been noticing that with some games. Like, seriously, you slide and, like... well, what's the difference? What is the real difference? Like, okay. At the min? At the max. I can't really tell much a difference. And that's just characteristically annoying. Alright, well, let's leave it at default, I guess. Here we go. Eye color... gray. Nose? I'm not even gonna bother with the nose. Mouth. I don't want to look pissed off with life. Give me a small mouth. Wait, why am I even bothering? Again! Well, okay, well, at least this is more noticeable compared to the eyes, but jeez. Alright, well, nope. Pissed off with life. Thickness. That doesn't do what I think it does. God damn it. Alright. There we go. Small-ass chin. I don't know why people are like, yeah, I'm the Crimson Chin from frickin' Fairly Odd Parents or some weird stuff like that. No. No chin. In fact, there we go. That looks a lot better. So, let's see. Nose, mouth, hair. Alright, where is a red color? That is not red. That is not even red at all. Are you kidding me? I can't be a ginger? This is as close to ginger as I get. This is like bright brunette. Alright, I guess I'll be a bright brunette. No ginger. It's a crime against humanity. Oh well. There we go. That seems properly British in a weird way. Not really. Alright. Next. Alright. Here we go. That's actually new. Okay, so... I know what I usually would go for. However, I'm curious. You were born into a family of the Imperial Fleet. Your father served on one of the Navy's Liberia as a quartermaster. He brought supplies for the crew and basically kept the ship running. He wanted the same path for you, so you were schooled in trading and shipping and maintenance. That is a temptation. I know what I definitely would want to do is between this one or this one. Because being good with the bow is great, but I always liked having the more humble background. But, you know, being a quartermaster wouldn't be bad. I think just for the sake, because I wanted to more do this, I'm gonna default to this. And then what I'm probably gonna end up doing for the future, if this is something people would like more of, is I'll actually have the birth be of I was in the Navy, or my family was in the Navy. But I'm gonna do the usual stratagem that I do. As a child, you were noted for your leadership skills, your brawn, your attention to detail, aptitude for numbers, which I think does that. Your uncanny ability to predict weather, which I think all has to do with... I just realized that falls under intelligence. Alright, well... Attention to details... Like all village children, you also helped in the fields. You also watched the militia training. Hung out with the gangs in the alleyway. Was good with the dagger. You know, working at the docks feels humble. Study with a private tutor. What did that do again? Aha, alright. You know, I never really used the cunning much, despite the fact I always go for that. Yeah, never really felt the need. Or just never really played the game in that way. That doesn't trade. Working at the docks isn't humble. Excuse me, Lemon? What do you mean working at the docks isn't humble? It's as humble as you can get. Oh... Unless you have the dock worker, that's the hot shit of a... No, alright. Anyways, you think working at the docks would be humble, but no. I guess to some people, hanging out with the gangs in the alley is way more humble. You know, never mind coming from criminality like it's Skyrim. It's very hard work, I mean. Oh, alrighty. Well, I'm choosing it anyway. As a youngster growing up in Caldadra, war was never too far away. You joined a commander's staff, stood guard with the garrisons, rode with the scouts, trained with the infantry, joined the skirmishers, crewed a galley into coastal raids. That is tempting, actually. But let me look. Because I think this also determines starting equipment. Join the commander's staff. No. No. Oh, right. That's cool. I guess they finally gave the Empire some crossbows since, you know, they do have crossbow units, but it's like the very last thing you unlock. Trade with the infantry, join the skirmishers, served as an envoy's guard. Crude that. I think this actually determines what you start with. And I like to start with a bow. Anyways, before you set out for a life adventure, your biggest achievement was you defeated an enemy in battle. You treated people well. You had a famous escapade. You survived a siege. You invested some money in a workshop. You led a caravan. You know what? I survived the siege. That's my greatest thing I've done. Wait, hang on. Mercy, generosity, honor. We have honor this day and age? I thought that was for the weak. Want the valor. You know what? I think survive a siege. Now, this is why I usually like to do the sandbox mode, because I think the default actually puts you at 25. If I'm recalling correctly. That was always my biggest gripe, where it's just like, why isn't this option available at, like, the beginning? Yeah, that's right. I want to start off at 50. I mean, at least they try and have you do that, but I think by a certain point, you become unable to sire children. And that's the biggest thing. That kind of might ruin the experience. While you're past your prime, there's still enough time for you to go on one last big adventure for you, and you have all the experience you need to overcome anything. Yo, you know what? No, I'm as young as I can be. I'm practically a big kid. I know, too bad you can't make 18 the thing. Alrighty. Red. And let me find the most Romanesque thing I can find. That's sad. I've gotten so used to having a mod that adds way more. That's tempting. So surviving a siege is more important than treating your people well. Why should we follow you? You know, that's a good question, Lemon. Why do you follow me? Why do you take the time to hop on and type the things that you do? Here, that's Romanesque enough. Oh, admittedly, I was tempted by something like this. I have to admit, I tend to like the near Baltic symbols of paganism. That is a temptation. Because I survived the siege and sacrificed all my people, so I need more. I mean, about the people you hire. Exactly. But it's fine. I'll treat them well down the road. I think surviving a siege is more important, so I can get better at a bow. Select your family name. And I know, eventually I am going to do a more... I don't know if I'll do it with this file. This is more of a sandbox mode, but hey, if you guys want to see an actual playthrough, do let me know. I just prefer the sandbox mode because I just don't like having the story stuff necessarily get in the way. It's not like you will babysit hired muscles. They are called hired muscles for a reason. Until they do the stupid thing. Literally my experience once, where the army does the whole stupid thing. Then again, whoever said the AI was smart either? That banner is a little too big. At least in those terms. Let's shrink it to this size. I hate that, though. Fine, we'll put it right there. There. That's reasonable. Difficulty setting. Realistic. 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 Normal. Able birthing and aging. Disabled for clan members. Realistic. The stupid thing, staying there and taking up the face. Exactly. Stealth and disguise. I'll leave that as normal. Hero battle death chance. Disable battle death for player hero for all heroes. Oh god. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. So this is how I always used to play. Everything unrealistic, but the AI was kinda dumb. I know, I could put it to the hardest difficulty and suffer. But yeah, this is one of those games I kinda actually played on hard mode. Isn't that weird? Well, mostly on hard mode. I only made stuff like this a little easier, but aside from that... Oh yeah, and auto-blocking. I kept that on. Dies in the first battle. Oh yeah, Lemon, that's gonna happen. I guarantee you. Because I haven't played this in so long, I don't even remember what the hell I'm doing. But I'm gonna figure it out the hard way. But I am gonna do something a little first. Oh yeah, and to continue this rant on the, how do I want to word it? Oh, God. The circle jerk. That's really just it. These award ceremonies are just nothing more than circle jerks at this point. Like, when's the last time anything's ever been impartial and it's not been by some other motivation? Even in that motivation, it's just hatred for VTubers. Like, what the fuck? No, dead serious, actually. In fact, part of my compunction with going on Twitch is just because it's like, yeah, you show too much shit, you're bad. Oh, but that person there that's showing hip, that's not a VTuber, they're fine. That always pissed me off. Like, why? Ugh, whatever. I mean, it's one thing if they're naked, it's another thing if they're, like, wearing a... even wearing a swimsuit and showing a little too much. Ugh. Alright, well, here I be. I thought the flag was red, but it's brown. Like my hair that I also thought was red, but turns out is also brown. Now, excuse me, I'm going to save. Please ignore all this. This is going to be deleted. Because this was all the other times I played. Actually, can I just do that now? Can I just delete you now? Yes. Delete. As you can tell, I played with mods by all this other stuff that probably no longer works. And yes, I am going to take the unnecessary time to delete everything. Oh no, your hair looks quite red to me. Doesn't feel very red. Alright, what have I got? Where is me? There is me. Good. I'm going to want that. I gained a level. Oh boy, I gained a level by existence. while moving. Dead aim. Without question, dead aim. Oh, I have to. I don't know. I never really found roguery to be good. Wait, but then again, experience the darker side of human life. You can tell when a guard wants a bribe. You know how to intimidate someone. You have a good sense. How to learn. Raid caravans, recruit and lead bandits, infiltrate enemy towns, give bribes, escape from captivity. That means I gotta just randomly hate on someone, doesn't it? Alright, question is who should I randomly not be happy with? And look at this skill set. Ah, this is gonna be a nightmare. Alright, so control seems to be my best. But I'm gonna play not smartly. And waste a point in endurance. Throw a point here. And throw a point here. Ah, shit. I forgot to put one in... Oh, well. It's fine. This is fine. In fact, as Lemon said it best, I'm probably gonna die the first battle. And I know how I'm going to die the first battle. Come here! Yeah, what do you want? I want you to surrender or die. I may be outnumbered 1 to 7 others. Google says your color is maroonish. It's fine. This is fine. It's time to go down in the very first battle, because I haven't played Bannerlord in so long. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Alright. There they are. Hello, I see you. It's time to die. What is that aim? Holy jeez. Nope. Okay, I could have sworn aiming with a bow used to be way more accurate. Maybe they changed that. Oh god. I mean, you should have a bit more moral than this. It's fine. The only morale I have is a horse and shooting and then running away. See, just like they used to do back in the day, when you had an opponent that was better armored than you, but you found yourself lighter and on horseback, the old strategy to do would be to just simply ride on your horse. But holy jeez, is that aim so inaccurate? What is this aim? There we go. God. Your skill with a bow is probably low. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All good and dandy. Alright. Come on, it's 8 looters. Here, get shot in the leg. If I can at least take out 2, and then run away, and then come back. Because that has been a strategy before. I've done that. I just don't know if I can still do that, or if it's automatic loss and capture. I wouldn't be surprised if they changed that. Using a bow on horse is probably a separate skill issue. It'd be more accurate on foot. Alright, well, let's give it a try. You're probably right. I wouldn't be surprised if that was an update. So let's try a dismounted shot. That is way more accurate. Okay. Okay, so that's how they did it. I mean, I used to actually do that, believe it or not. When I had a bow I couldn't use on a horse, I just used the horse as, like, a getaway. And then dismount, fire a shot. And then when they got too close, remount and run away. And why am I doing this? Well, because this is what is a good way to level up. Like that! Hop on and flee. Alright, so 1. Now, if I can take down at least 2 more, it might cause them to retreat, or they might still find the bravery to come on the offense. Now, I haven't played Bannerlord in so long. I used to be able to just run and then come back, which is going to be the strat. I know this is also one of those games where you can't really heal during battle. Nice. Alright. Too short ranged. Another one. Now we hop right back on. And avoid the rock thrower, because I just remembered that rocks are lethal. No miracle health potions? Not in a game like this. I know, when I first played, Warband, I believe, I was surprised too. I'm just like, I can't heal during battle? I know there's a mod that allows for that, but... with the recent release of War Sales, I doubt anything works. No, I think it's been like a week. But still. So yeah, doing this from scratch. I don't even know at the most quickest I can earn a boat. And I'm probably not gonna want to have my current situation. Okay. At least one more. Okay. I don't want to be anywhere near that, because those rocks are going to suck to get hit by. Yeah, David took down Goliath with a rock. Yeah, comes to tell you how much armor is unimpressive. You could wear almost all the armor in the world in this game, and you're still vulnerable. Though, I think there comes a certain point to where, when you're high-leveled, and just by yourself, the looters become afraid. I've had that happen before, where I've been like, alright, I'm dressed in the best of armor, I have a pretty decent weapon, I have a decent bow, I'll fight these guys, and they just run away. But this is one of those games where you're not meant to actually go at this alone. You're meant to at least have, like, a few other people. Reason I'm doing this is because I actually want to level up. God damn it. Alright. Plan time. This is where I begin my runaway phase now. This will also let me know if that's still a thing I can do. Or they fixed that and we're like, oh no, you're not performing that hit and run strategy. Get captured. Guess historically that's happened where hit and run has been a strategy. God damn. I didn't get a drink. Do arrows recharge? If you mean replenish, not during battle. However, I have a workaround, and I don't know if that'll work. I just need to find the edge of the map, disengage, and then re-engage. You'll see what my plan is. Unless this just keeps go- oh, after battle. Yeah, after battle, definitely. It's not like you have to go and buy arrows. You will always have a set amount. If you can find arrows on the ground, I do not believe you can loot them from those who have already fallen. Because I think they just stick. Wow, okay, holy jeez. Where in the hell is... oh yeah, and 3 dead. Which is what I'm gonna want. I'm gonna want them dead for the beginning, because I don't want prisoners. I want to level up. At least, just myself. You have a plan? As in, no clip to the back rooms and come back? Yeah, effectively. Unless they made these maps super big. Where the hell's the edge? There it is. Okay. No, I'm not coming back. Not yet. You are leaving the area. Alright, now let's see if I can do the good old strat. Or if they wisened to that and decided, you know what, that's cheating. How about no? Okay, good. Now we're gonna go back to battle. And my arrows should be refilled. A cheating strategy? Probably. But it's beginning of the game. How did I check for peeps again? Is it control? No, is it? It's alt. Okay. So it is alt. Don't mind me. Because this time, I know what I'm doing. I'm just sad that I can't really shoot from my horse and run. You have a plan. Wait, I felt like I read that. Okay, they're over there. Dismount. Zoom in. Ready, arrow. Start throwing. I say throw, I mean shooting. None of them are coming at me with rocks. Okay, 1. I could take the guy with the rock out. That would be good. We're probably able to do that later. Oh yeah, your character levels up. And I don't want to get hit by that, because those rocks are lethal. In the first game, they weren't that bad, but rocks are lethal in this. My god, how come I can't throw rocks? It'd be better than javelins. Just give me a rock and let me throw it at someone's head, and there you go. Alright, I think it was you, right? You were the rock thrower. Yep, you're the rock thrower. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Holding still. I can definitely say the looters got very inaccurate. Like, I remember, like, in the earlier builds of this game, throwing those things, they were, like, God, accurate. Like, I've yet to get hit. So I think they must have made throwing weapons and bows and all that good stuff less accurate. At least on low level. What was your achievement? I defeated an enemy using my superior bowing skills. Better hop on before they hit the horse. Now, if I hit the head, that is guaranteed to do a lot of damage. That's what I'm gonna want. we go. Wait, he's unconscious, not dead. Damn it. Well, I guess, but I don't think... I don't remember. What's my skill for that? What is the skill to take prisoners? I know there's a skill for it. We're probably like garbage at it. I know, imagine if I actually played this as it intended. I could probably have this battle over by now. Okay. Yes. Okay, I think you were the one. Minus another one. I know what I want to do, but that's too early for that. So I'm going to refrain. And I don't have armor, so... I'm going to refrain from that idea. Now, if they run away, that'll be a different story. Aw, how cute. You still think you can take me on with your crappy little pitchfork. Alright, let's hop off here. You know what? I'm feeling bold. Wait, hang on. I don't know if auto block is on. I know, you're trying to hit me in the face. This is also one of those games that has directional blocking. Ow, God. There we go. I see you take no chances. Okay, tap. The caps lock. God damn. You know what? It's fine. I took a little bit of damage. I'll recover from that. But I know the healing process can be very, very slow. Yeah, I'll take the 2. 10. I'm surprised I can even take prisoners. So let me see. I'm already in Tier 2 armor. Yeah, sure. Well, that fork is like a spear. Yeah, pretty much. I'm probably gonna end up selling it. Or burning it. Sell or burn? Alright, let's just enjoy our little trip. Only took me quite a bit to, you know, get the battle done. Sell? Oh yeah, that's the plan. So let's go ahead. Oh, right, and arenas. I better be keeping my eye out on arenas, because arenas are also another good way to do things. Can go to port. You don't own any ships, but that is new. That is new, by the way. So I want to... No, I want to go back. Go to town center. Tavern district. Ransom my crappy prisoners that probably will mean very little. And let us engage in a little bit of trade. And do like any peasant does. Sell the garbage. Actually, I want to trade again. Since this isn't Iron Man mode, could you probably save? I'm going to. Honestly, I was more intending for this to be a rather chill stream anyway. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Item cannot be traded or... There. Listen, I just wanna get some extra arrows. It's fine. It's how I'm going to play. I'm going to maximize my capabilities here. And when I say maximize, I mean use my ability of archering. Go to the arena. Ah, crap. I gotta go ask about arena stuff. Excuse me that I'm going to take a bit. I forgot this game was one of those games where you gotta go learn about stuff. Mind you, this is just the, God. This is just the sandbox mode. Imagine the campaign mode where they have to make you painstakingly do a lot of other things. And on a time constraint, too, may I add. Greetings, friend. If you came for the games, the big fights, I'm afraid you're out of luck. There won't be any games in a tournament anytime soon nowadays. As well, there might be a grand old Imperial custom today that's now spread all over Caldera. Back in the old days, they'd give 100 condemned criminals swords and have them slash each other until blood was drenched. Nowadays, it's a little different, of course. Emperors got worried about the people's morals and steered them towards virtuous kinds of killing like wars, but the game still goes on, just with blunted weapons. Ah, yes. Fear of the revolts of Spartacus. Pretty much. Then again, that was also because they had way too many slaves at the time. You're a warrior arena. I have come a fine way to talent. Tell me how the practice fights work. Tell me how the tournaments work. So you pay us to fight. How much prizes for the practice fight? So I can join. Wait, hang on. These teachers that help people fight. Of course. Was it is for you or someone else? This is for me. What kind? Okay. I'm learning something here. Endurance. Yes, I can do that. What skill do you exactly have in mind? Let's say smithing. I really don't have much experience in that skill. I can't help you much. Maybe we can work something else. Okay, I need to go. Goodbye. I like how you have both Nier Automata and Stellar Blade, but you played both for like 5 minutes and then never touched them again. I know, Lemon. I need to return to those games. I will at some point. Honestly, I intended this to be a short one anyway, as I more wanted to rant some thoughts I had on Twitter X today, and I've done anything but. I guess speaking of, I'll jump to the third thought instead of the second one, because the second one... What was the second one again? Yeah, I know. I got so deep into this because it meant to just have a bit of a rant. And I've done anything but rant because thought number one was the first thing in mind, and that was also the one people actually responded to. The other thoughts I had for the day were, I guess, me grumbling about things. I see. God damn it. Alright, well, I quickly want to have a look at something anyway. Thought too. I can honestly dare say, I'm glad Command and Conquer ended when it did. It honestly could have had a worse fate. Its lore is completely thrown aside and completely changed, much like other franchises, such as like Star Trek, Star Wars, and Warhammer Fantasy, etc. Alright, so getting that out of the way, it seems like a lot of things have gotten their lores gutted and changed. I said Star Trek, Star Wars, and Warhammer to a degree, but this also happened with Lord of the Rings too, to some degree, and it's just like, why? You don't want to rant with people you don't know, that's for sure. So I'm not allowed to just put my thoughts out there. I got it, Lemon. Next time I think, God, I really don't like the new Warhammer or the new Lord of the Rings. Shut up! No one wants to hear it! Got it. There's Star Trek 40K. No. But that would be pretty interesting to see. 40K, but it does have the Star Trek technology. I'm sure something like that will come down the road. Alright, while that ungodly loads, I'm going to go grab a fresh drink. As this game is notorious for long loading. Though, not as much as RimWorld. Though, at least once RimWorld is loaded, at least there is that. Alright, I will BRB. Alright, I return, I'm back, I have my quick drink. I mean stuff at work, or your thoughts on certain social... No, it's just more the state of things, the state of fandoms, and a bit degree the state of the world, but primarily more fandom stuff. At least that's what Thought 2 covered, and Thought 1 covered is just like... VTubing as a whole. The way some people get treated. And not even necessarily me, I'm watching it... Well, then again, I don't know. See, that's the thing. When most people think VTubers, they think, like, anime VTubers, but... I know this can also maybe apply to me, because I'm at least using a furry VTuber. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, it's stuff like that I'm kind of giving my thoughts on, and I know I'm not doing a very good job, because I'm also trying to get a bit of Mountain Blade in while doing it. Honestly, I probably should have done this in video format, but you know what? It's fine. I will enjoy sailing while I also complain. Ooh, 13 looters, eh? Excuse me while I set sail. Come here, I will fight you. In my weird ways of dreams. Fight me if you dare. Pity. You may be the mob that outnumbers me. 13 to 1, but it's fine. I have something else. Called Mountain Bow. Thank you, Lemon. That was convenient, putting that there. Excuse me, I'm going to engage in Mountain Bow. You know, another good build would have been, like, the medical skill, and then just have all this stuff go up. Oh shit, speaking of, I forgot to do stats. Alright, well, I'll do that after this battle. Alright, how many of you are armed with rocks? You might have numbers in men, but I have numbers in arrows. Exactly. I have the ability to shoot arrows. Like I'm shooting mean tweets. That's right, I've decided. I'm going to be mean on Twitter. Time for my first mean tweet. Aspen Hotel is garbage. I never liked the characters in it. No, it doesn't work that way. Damn. You guys are backrooms rejects! Damn it, that missed. There! I know, I'm not very good at being mean, aren't I? Here's my bucket to the face. Sorry it's very pointy, but I didn't have anything that was blunt. At least that's the nice thing when they bunch up like that. I don't need to worry about accuracy. The arrow will hit something. There we go. I gained another level. How many kills did I get? 2. Wait. Oh, I'm defending. Yeah, 2 kills. I hate it when they do the clinical information move. Keep the clinical information where I can remember it. Those are quite some sharp buckets to the face indeed. Yeah, exactly. God damn it. There you go. Have another bucket to the face. It's sharp. Oh, hi. They're getting a little too close. Hi. I don't like your rocks. They're poorly designed. And they miss a lot. You take lessons from the stormtroopers in Star Wars. Alright, here we go. Right here. At least it's nice that these arrows will hit something. Oh god. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, I can say they used to be way more accurate in older builds. I think they really reduced the accuracy of, ranged weaponry because they didn't want people being archers all the time. Mountain blade, not mountain bow. Or stormtroopers. Maybe they're meant to miss. Yeah, it's the Force, and it's with me. Until I miss. Realistic mode. Realistically getting on your horse and running away like a little shit. Because that's realistically what some people would just do. Oh, hi. Now the music gets more intense. Let's see. 5 kills. 5 confirmed kills. Sure, they're probably wondering how one man is doing this all. God damn it. Hop on. And get away, just like that. Like a army getting back on the boat and sailing away. As the pursuing army finally arrives to realize they don't have a boat. Unless you use Rome 2 mechanics and spawn a boat. This is definitely not realistic. In reality, people would likely split up and try to flank you at least. So many people dead and they still don't run away. I think... I'm not sure. If this had been an easier difficulty, I'm sure they'd be turning tail and running. Or at the very least, trying to beg for mercy. You know the funny thing? You can use rocks in the first game, but not in the second one. That's for those cursed looters only. Minus another one. -2, okay. Good run. Good run. Like, what would you do in their place? I'd be running away. Then again, I'd probably be getting shot down because, well, I'm by myself. But I probably would be trying my best to use the trees as cover. God damn it. Short-ranged. Oh. There we go. Dead square in the face. I'm glad I chose the perk that actually doubles headshot damage. Because, you know, realistically, getting hit in the face with an arrow wouldn't totally kill you or anything. You could survive an arrow to the head. It's like a gunshot to the head and somehow not dying. Alright. You know, Lemon, thinking deeper on this, they realize they're down a few people, and yeah, you think they'd be a lot smarter about this. But no. Realistic? Nah, just playing it on, well, hard mode, but not a smart AI. Okay. Minus another one. I am not confident enough to engage in melee combat. Not yet, at least. Alright, 3 people. Did I miss? These guys have some maneuvers! Alright, 5 arrows and 2 targets. Depends on where it hits. A lot of people survived an arrow to the head, like some got it stuck into their skull but didn't get to the brain part. Damn. Alright, Mr. Pitchfork Man, what will you do? I'll probably die in melee. Oh yeah, definitely. I get slaughtered. Alright, Mr. Pitchfork Man. Are you feeling lucky? See, like, I can recollect that, but once it's stuck in someone, there's no getting the arrow back. Attacker side has 0 morale. Oh, wait, no, never mind. God dang it, I thought it was, like, looking at me and being like, you have no morale. Let's see, so... Wait, class, weapon tier... 0, okay. My sword is better. Hand me everything. He will pitchfork you. I will shoot him, and he will fall over. I wonder if that's still a mod only, or they finally added that. Or I think that's always been a mod, but I remember there being a thing where you could join a lord's army and get some pretty nice gear, but you are attached to that army. Unless you were like me, who found a bank. Excuse me, my liege, I'd like to take some leave. Well, sure, go ahead, take your vacation time. runs to the nearby bank, drops all the decent gear. I'm sorry, my lord, I lost my gear. Also, I'd like to be dismissed from service. Sad to see you go. Goes back in, grabs all the gear he stored in a bank, and now I have free nice gear. Tier 5, too. But I did that in Warband. Alright, let's see. Speed... Armor penetration or movement speed penalty while reloading? That is a tough one. Armor penetration would be nice. Being able to haul ass is also nice. But that's while reloading. Alright, we'll go for the firepower. Alright, here we go. Full speed. I think I prefer the maneuverability. I always think maneuvering is nice. Oh, right! And I forgot, shooting my bow off the mount also increases my athletics. Don't mind if I just conveniently put a point in that. In fact, let me throw 2 points into this. Oh, God. Medicine. How do I learn this one? Help wounded soldiers in settlements. Damn. That sounds like what I not want to do. Oh, but having that is useful. Self-medication is great. Preventative medicine, that's so dumb. Yeah, I always would choose something like this, if I can get away with it. Alright, well... let's do this one. Morning exercise, 3 combat speed. Alright, no. I'm gonna take the combat speed. Again, speed, because I'd rather be quick. I gotta be swift and nimble, is the idea. God, what to use this final point on? Oh god, control or endurance? Yeah, see, this is the thing. I'd always spend the beginning just hunting down the, looters, so that way I can level up quickly. Oh yeah, and speaking of Thought 3, if I hadn't displayed it, which was, if the population is truly at a low time, it's time to consider the sci-fi approach. Those that are unwilling to have families. What I'm practically trying to say here, just to sum that whole thought up from Twitter X, is maybe it's time we just consider the RimWorld approach and vat growth people. Or clone them. To sum that part up. I know, I wanted to vent about that stuff, but now I've gotten so into this that I kinda just forgot about venting altogether. God damn. You know you're enjoying a game and happening to think when you forgot the original intention of things. Yes, I have to prep for work. Have a good stream. You have a good one too, Lemon. I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna end up surviving. Wow, English me. I think I'm just gonna end up enjoying this. I don't know why. I like Mountain Blade, surprisingly, and I do love Bannerlord. In fact, I probably should just say this. Just to remind myself, in case I ever find myself casually enjoying this game. Oh, right, this is my stream file. Where I play it base game. That's another thing I've been wanting to fix. Fight me if you dare. Alright. This is going to be a slow one. Stony Guy game. Thank you for the subscribe, the follow. God damn. When I said subscription, I meant to say follow. It's cause I do YouTube and Kick. I'm used to both. Or, no, I'm used to one being subscribe, the other being follow. God, you know what? I'm just gonna use those interchangeably. And yeah, I am someday gonna add message alerts. Okay, they're over there. Nope, shit. Alright. 2, 3 armed with rocks. Okay. So note to self, aim for the ones armed with the rocks. Which is pretty damn obvious to do. Can't defeat me, I'm a well-armed adventurer. -1. Ow! God, I finally got hit by a rock. That actually didn't hurt as much. Normally I'm used to rocks hurting. Guess not this time. See that? In addition to this, I do want to do RimWorld at some point. I am going to set a day for that. Mind you, it will be modded, but I think it would still be fun to do RimWorld. Hit these guys. Minus another one. Can't defeat me. I have the power of a mountain and a bow. You may try and hit me with your pathetic little pitchfork spear, but it will do you no good. I swear, what is with that tape noise? As if, like, someone is patching a wound in the middle of battle. Excuse me? Who is healing themselves in the middle of battle? Right here. Hop on. I want to get a shorter blade. Shorter blade that's not a dagger, but is like still something I can quickly do. Excuse me? Oh, you're armed with a, sling! That's cool! So they have slings now! That's actually pretty amazing! I thought they just picked up the rock and threw it. Here you are using a sling! Okay, that's actually pretty amazing. That is cool. Give me that sling. That actually looks pretty damn rad. You know what? I want to try it. In case it does require some kind... Oh, and it comes with a bag! Stack amount 18. Okay. I wonder what that would count as. Would that count as a bow, or would that count as a throwing weapon? I want to actually test that out. Alright, I'm going to be exceeding my carry limit by a bit. That is fine. As long as it's not ungodly, then I'm going to be SQL out of luck. Well, I say SQL out of luck. It's just going to be a hard time. Oh, how convenient. Where I need to go. Alright, let me see. Trade. Wrapped shoes. So, armor tier 0. Right. Let me just get rid of all that. Get rid of this beer. Get rid of the butter. But keep the grapes. One-handed weapon. That's right. I have only junk at my disposal. I am tempted to try out the sling, though. What is the sling? I feel like the sling has to be one of those weapons that's just... Alright, game, you've got me overly curious now. I'm feeling a David and Goliath here. I need to try out the sling. This is gonna be a bit of a weird one for me to do, but that is okay, because... Mouse. God damn. There we go, okay. We're gonna have a little fun here. I guess while I'm at it, can I go to the port? I wanna, let me see, manage the fleet. Here we go. Manage my non-existent fleet. Wait, you owned a ship? Ha ha ha. You're funny. That doesn't mean we can't have a look at the boats, though. Which is what I'm gonna do. Someday I shall own a boat, and someday I shall sail it. I will probably at some point, though. Probably not this stream. Hi. What is the smallest ship I can earn, or have, I should say? Beacon of West Wind, a Dwo, a Luprani. Something that's even... Okay, that's another Dwo. Okay, well... These must be the ships I can buy. Alright, well then. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that with the kind of money that I'm lacking. Probably not this stream, to be honest. And if anyone would be interested in more of this, do let me know. But at the very least, what I will probably end up doing, at the very least, is maybe for the next time I stream this, get to a point to where I can start sailing at the very least. I would have liked to have gone longer, but I am probably going to be wrapping it up here kind of relatively soon, as I will probably be getting ready to hang out with someone who was requesting my time. What? Let's... Oh no. Let's put it on endurance. Why not? There we go. That's how I do it. Alright, come here. While I may not be having a boat, I do want to see what a sling does. What will the sling fall under? Why are you running away? Oh my god, you're pathetic. Stop! This is a robbery! Yeah, alright. This is a robbery. This is a robbery of your dignity. Alright. How does the sling work? And how long-ranged are you? And it is also funny. Alright, so you're pretty short-ranged. You are pretty short-ranged weaponry. I'm not gonna be testing that when there's guys throwing rocks at me. That is still pretty cool, though. I have to admit. Yeah, I see you guys and your rock throwing. Maybe I should reduce your numbers before I test out the sling. Which is what I'm going to do. Find that I gain a quick level out of you. Let me hop on. I don't know why I said log. Okay. Let's hop off here. One must master his personal prowess before he leads an army. Oh god. I would not be surprised if they're picking those up as they go. There we go. -1. Not what I meant. I see what you're trying. You know, if they also want to make this realistic, they could just have a stamina bar. I imagine those guys would get tired of just running and running and running and being like, all we ever do is run. Alright. I almost ran into that. Excuse me while I do a quick headshot and hop on and run away. Okay. Hit the guys on the right. The guys on the right are the ones... Damn it, game! Okay, wow, dude. Respect. Respect for being able to take an arrow to the face and walk it off. Like, no joke. Being able to take an arrow to the face and walk it off. That has to take some level of... Nope. Alright, now that my ranged threats are over, let's begin some fun with the sling, shall we? I'm going to throw a rock on your face, and I'm going to determine what skill this falls under. If this falls under the throwing skill, that would then give me a reason to level that up, because I've never had a good reason to level up throwing weapons. How much you want to bet this is just another form of archery? Okay. Blunt, absorbed. So the rocks are pretty short-ranged. Goddamn. And here I was hoping it would be pretty long-ranged. Alright, we're David and Goliathing this.
Come on!
This has to be a, Throwing! Okay, that is cool. Not going to lie. Now I have a reason to use throwing weapons. I think I'm suddenly going to like the sling. I don't know why. Even if it's not a very good weapon. It's still a cute little one. No, no, ow, 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 okay. You know what? I deserve that. Here, in fact, for hitting me, horse, and hitting me, you've earned an arrow. May you wear it with pride. There we go. Let me hop on before he gets another free hit on me. You know, I like the sling. I never really had a reason to use throwing weapons. Now suddenly I do. Thank you, developer. Hi, I didn't mean to, but I'll take it. My mouse did that thing where it's just like, you're not holding me down properly. But here, I'll let you do a quick throw and get him. Ah, crap, I forgot to get rid of my other prisoners. Alright, so I'm gonna grab all that. Alrighty. You need to be a part of a kingdom to create an army. Yeah, I'm a part of nothing. I'm my own nightmare. Oh yeah, right, I almost forgot about the cultural bonuses too. Is that still a thing, even? Alright, so let me see, You know what? Let me... Draw speed of throwing weapon, shield breaker, 40 damage to shields with throwing weapons. Ow, I am tempted. You know what? I like this. I just do, for some reason. Alright, let's ditch all this. Did I just... Oh well. No, it's fine. I'll just buy it back. Fletch on... Can I buy another bullet bag? Don't mind if I do. I'm gonna buy another bullet bag. In fact, I'm gonna take a break from archery. I always do archery and stuff. I'll put that away. Grab these bags of rocks. Scooch that to right there. Equip my hatchet and fight like I'm dirt poor. Because isn't that great, chat? Don't we just like fighting like we're dirt poor? We're too dirt poor for anything. We're too dirt poor for a navy. We're too dirt poor for an army. We're even too dirt poor to do... Actually... That's what I wish this game had a little more of. Solo content. Like, not having an army, it's just you. Oh. Looters, looters, looters. I want to save. Alright, let's go. Fight me if you dare. I have something you don't. It is called rocks. And a sling. Yes, you'll have... I'll have shorter range. That's going to suck. And no doubt, you're gonna have your rock throwers, as always. But that's fine. I have something else. It's called a mount... Well, now I can't call it mountain bow. I gotta call it mountain sling. I guess the only other way I could fight more poorly is if I got off my mount and ran everywhere. Alright, this should hit someone. Ah! Yup.
Die!
You are now level 18 with that. Oh god. That was my mount, you little shit. So, glory to becoming the new emperor? I'm barely even getting started with that. I'm more like, becoming a peasant who's become even more of a peasant. But don't worry, someday we will have an empire. Just not this stream. But it will come. Sorry, in fact, I'm just enjoying the slaying. Like, this wasn't even in the older stuff, and I played this, like, a long time ago. Alright, it's probably very inaccurate. Well, this is just a cute thing to use. I like having the sling. It makes me feel like a proper peasant of back then. Hi, I see those rocks. It's fine. I have a rock of my own. Alright, well. I mean, I could see your character becoming the emperor of all the Imperial regions. Also, agreed, sling is fun. All in good time. All in good time. Also, welcome, Snow Moon West. Welcome, welcome. Right now, it's just solo leveling. One step at a time. Alright, well, that was a miss. At the very least, this levels up throwing. So at least gives me a reason to use throwing. Like, I kid you not, back in the day when I played this, bow, mount, and dismount was all I ever did. Crossbow, if I find myself having one. But throwing weapons was a pain, because they never really gave you much. The only thing that kind of sucks about the sling is it doesn't really do a lot of damage, and it's very short-ranged. But it is a good way to level up throwing. If I can share a tip, the 5th swinging circle throw is what you did... Oh god. I better pay attention. Yeah, feel free to share any tips. And in case you're wondering on the difficulty, everything is set to realistic, however, the AI is set to normal. And I believe the stealth stuff I left on normal. So it's an almost all hard mode playthrough, with few exceptions. And the auto-blocking I kept. So it's almost hard mode. It's just harder mode, but it's not hard mode to max. At least my athletics and my throwing is gonna level up like crazy. I know, level up all your throwing weaponry first, then level up your melee weaponry. I play Bannerlord on all my characters, so... that's true dedication there. Very admirable. I do have the death thing. Shit. Mouse. Throwing, athletics, and writing. Plenty to level up. Oh yeah, definitely. Plenty of level ups, indeed. What I'm pretty much doing here is the same thing I pretty much did back in the day. The only downside is then it becomes harder to level up things like banditry and healing and all that other good stuff. It's probably the downfall with what I'm doing here. Ow. Okay. Rocks used to hurt way more, like, god dang, I remember rocks being way more lethal. They must have really toned down on rocks. Have you tried the Nords out yet? Heard they're quite cold from where they are. Apologies from the joke. Oh yeah, the new faction! I forgot about them. And the fact that they're like... there's an island that can be captured. Well, I know where I'm starting my kingdom. Or, excuse me, my empire. It's fine. I will recruit my Imperial army. I will take it over. I just think the Nords lack what? Do they lack archery? Are they like Britannia, where they just lack any archery? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I'm genuinely curious now. Because I know the Battanians lack any archery. Yeah, they have skirmishers, but they don't have archery units. Here, have a quick throw. Courtesy of me. God Emperor Daedric Diamond. Yes. Someday. We will have... Oh, God. Hey, he's also using a sling. I saw that. You using a sling. Nords don't have cav. They have good melee, and they have good archers. That's all I care about. Archers. Cavalry! I don't know. I'm not really... With one strong exception being horse-mounted archers. Those are, like, great to have. I know some people really like their cavalry charges, but me, I like to hit and... Ow, God, you little dirtbag.
Come on!
Here. Get thrown. Nord archers can go toe-to-toe against Flan champions. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. The lack of horse-mounted archers might be the thing that's terrible, but that's fine. As long as I have foot ones, this'll do.
I'll tear your limbs!
I'll tear your limbs. I will hit your face with a rock. There we go, -1. It only took me all of my rocks. Let's see if I can at least get a few kills before I'm forced to make a forced retreat. Another one, alright. Do those kill, or no? They stun, okay. They're knockout weaponry, got it. Too high. Mountain Blade early game sucks. Yeah, I can agree. Because you have to do most of the leveling up, and honestly, I probably should have, but I originally wanted to do a bit of a rant, but then I got into using the sling, and I forgot what I wanted to complain about. Something, the VTuber rewards are a joke at this point, because they'll just... Yeah, I know. Proceed to say I'm salty about a peanut man, when in reality, I just don't care. Alright, here we go. My last one. And I missed. You know what? That's fine. New plan. I had my little fun with the sling. Probably not great to use on an army of 13 versus 1. But it was fun, nonetheless. I like it. It's cute. So I normally combo my Nord Archers Vandalian Crossbowmen because the Vandalian C unit that our crossbows are scary. Something I'll consider. By the way, welcome. Anyways, let's go ahead. Hit and run. Can I just... Hopefully it doesn't count me as captured. I think I can still do it this way, right? Or do I have to run off the edge? Okay, good. So I can still access my inventory. When did I drop arrows? That sucks. Alright, well, you know what? That's fine. I could probably regather those arrows. And let's take a moment. And apply something. Draw speed with throwing. I think the shield breaker whenever I get the chance. Confused by the welcome. Was there a speech I missed? It was welcoming someone, and then I saw the name, and I was just like, oh. Well, anyways, I guess welcome Ballsack Fart. Because totally intriguing name to have. But hey, I've seen worse. Still gotta give it to archery, though. Alright. Hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. Surprised I still kind of remember how to play this game. After some time. Okay, so I'm glad they finally... Hang on. So that way I don't get hit while I look. Okay, so I'm glad they finally made the axes more useful. Really? Good. Good. I mean, that's not to say axes weren't useful. It's nice to know they're more useful. Okay, good. I can still block with the level tier 1 hatchet. Don't get me wrong, I like swords and axes. I swap between the two. I used to just be a sword guy, and then I played Skyrim, and Skyrim really made me fall in love with axes. At least great axes, mind you. A basic axe can do twice the damage. They did before War Sales came out. Good. Alright, sit here. There we go. Headshot. And yes, I did take the perk that allows double damage on a headshot. Very useful to have. Because I've never really found it useful to have move and shoot. Though it probably has its usage, but I just find the head shooting better. Ow. My horse. Put that here. Damn it. I need to stop having that happen. Okay. I at least do like how when I shoot unmounted, it does hit the athletics skill, too. Okay, TF2 sniper, what's next? 360 shot? You know what, let me try that. Just for fun. Alright, 360 no scope! Alright, not bad for 360 no scope. It wasn't a headshot, but at least I hit my target, so... That's so-so. Damn it. I didn't mean to run into that. Alright, stopping here. 360 no scope! I missed. No! I have to admit, that was a fun little challenge. Alright. Damn it. Maybe do the challenge when you have arrows to spare. Yeah, better to be considered. But it was fun to do. And even then I can hit and run. I've done that plenty of time. They didn't patch that out yet where it's just like, you ran away too many times. Now we're gonna punish you by having you just surrender. Okay.
Yeah!
This is a bold move. Come out. I know this is a very cheap thing to do, but it works. Don't question the doctor methods. Alright. I'm going to regret my next decision, but I'm going to do it. Okay, that works. Screams will never cease to make me laugh. And then gets hit by arrow. Ah, dang it, I need to drop these prisoners off. Why am I holding on to them again? Ooh, pickaxe. That's new. Alright, well. It's time to go drop off this petty stuff. Is that still a thing? And by the way, I am playing on the sandbox mode. Because I didn't want the time limit of, Yeah, that's another thing, actually. I think, what is it, by default they make you 25 when you start the main campaign? So no, in sandbox mode, you can choose at least how old you start, and it's just like, youngest as possible, please. Alright, I can level up. What am I leveling? Oh. With a focus point. Tempting. That is also tempting. I'm gonna refrain for the moment. Pickaxes have also been good. Uh-oh. Actual bandits. I'm not gonna do very good if I fight actual bandits. Need to ransom my prisoners. And then I need to go grab another set of arrows, because I apparently lost the Whisper arrows. Those are new. Okay. Grab one of these. Exceeds your capacity. It's fine. I'm just gonna get rid of the butter. I'm gonna sell them that. I'm gonna dump this hatchet, and I'm gonna use this fine pickaxe. This is fine. Normally, bandits would come with pickaxes, 1/10 of a chance. Hammers, 4/10 of a chance. Sickle, 7, and rocks, 9 out of 10. This is fine, because right now, I'm just working on me. I am working on myself. I think usually by, like, level 10 or 12 is when I finally decide, you know what, it's time. Let's build an army. Alright. Persuasion? No. Stamina is definitely useful. Because I don't know why they had to make that a thing. Yo, you cannot spend your whole time crafting. You gotta go out there and do things. Let me see. Scouting. What does scouting do? Spot, track, hideouts, travel through difficult terrain. Leadership. Let me guess. Maintain high morale in your party. Yup, makes sense. Improve relations with people. Socialize with nobles. Do barters. You're funny. This bottom tier, I feel I'm going to fail at horribly. But that's fine. I will find annoyingly generated companions that are going to be beyond questionably useless. I guess I'll dump that there. Game party morale from food. Quartermaster. Improve settlement prosperity and build projects. Governor. That I could probably do pretty easily. The bottom part, the improvement prosperity, is gonna be, like, deep into the future. But don't mind me, I'm just gonna level up. That's not on bandits, because those bandits will just slaughter me. I know, steppy bandits are a pain. But I don't mind looters. Maybe forest bandits I can do if they're small enough. Unless they improve that AI too. Because I think forest bandits are what? Just archers? Which, if that's the case, it's just a shootout by then, and let's say I more than on one occasion have used cover before. Right, pickaxe, bow. Eight of them. Alright. Over there. God damn it. Let me go somewhere where I can actually spot them. Let me on, let me on, let me on. There we go. You know, it's a good thing they don't sprint. Maybe have to call your character Duran because he's walking alone. Hope he doesn't appear into the mineral mine, otherwise he will see a crown of stars appear. It's fine. This walk alone will not be forever. Like I said, this is mainly to just level up. This is how I've always done it. I've always wanted to work on my character's ability to fight before leading. I don't know, it's just that weird philosophy I have where it's just like, you should probably learn to fight first before you lead an army. Imagine leading an army and having no capability to fight. That's why I always gave myself the rather lowly stat background. Or lowly stat, I mean low nobility round. Athletics is now 75. Learn to master the art of fighting before you lead. Damn it, game. I mean, mouse. Alright, note to self, I need a new mouse. Fuck. You know, I'm sure my athletics with lighter armor can get so good that I literally can run really, really, really fast. I've had that happen once where my athletics was so good with the kind of equipment I have, I could effectively run away from these guys and skirmish. Well, time to see if I can do that now. Horse. I hate being a Tolkien nerd. Makes my eye twitch at every few words. Nothing wrong with it, actually. Tolkien had a good setting. It's just annoyingly his setting got hijacked. The newer stuff. And again, that's just me speaking like any millennial does. Or any millennial— Ow! Shut! Little shit! Alright, right here. Minus another one. Oh, and they're the rock throwers! Rock throwers. What was your rocks to my bow? Stop here. It's fine. You may have hit my horse. Alright, that's it. You may have the power of that, but I had the power of Minecraft. Oh, you're gonna pull out your sling and try and hit me with it. I have the power of Minecraft. That's right. Cue that victory music for Minecraft. Yay, my one-handed skill is now 2. I've never felt so accomplished at being able to ineffectively mine. Alright. let me go ahead and grab all of that. Oh. Right, because I am overloaded, but this is fine. I don't mind this overload. Everything. Even if I must go slow. Let's just hope I don't run into the steppy bandits anytime soon, because that is going to suck. That's not just gonna basic suck, that is going to really be an uphill battle. With no ability to run away whatsoever. Alright. Oh, what is that? More looters. Tempting as it is to take up on that challenge, I'm going to refrain. Because inventory space. Excuse me, I want the ability to craft longer. Alright, let's see. The accuracy penalty while rotating. Reload speed. Rapid fire. Because I want the ability to be able to shoot my arrows as quickly as I can. Ping, 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 like a grand. Except it's a bow, and it doesn't have that. Because that technology wasn't invented yet. Alright, let's go here. I am gonna probably be wrapping this up soon, but... I am in the great debate of, rather I should continue from a certain point, or if I should probably speed things along and skip the beginning. Because as someone said, doing the beginning of this is actually kind of boring, and I'm inclined to agree. Otherwise, I will say, at least being able to view the boats is nice. The boats are going to be costly. However, at the very least, it's nice to just be able to view them. I'm gonna go to the Tavern District. Sell that. Sisterhood follower. Were those always around? And I guess before I do anything else, where is... Oh, okay. It's just letting me know I have no prisoners. I keep forgetting you can recruit prisoners. Alright, let me see. Eligible for being a mercenary. I do miss the mod where you can just become a soldier in a lord's army. Again, that is a fun thing to have. I know Warband had that, I believe. Did it? Or was that also modded in too? Sisterhood followers are new. Ah, alrighty. Excuse me while I do this. Go home, hit troops. Game. Okay, so let me see. Culture Nord. Peasant, I'm presuming, is what I would want. Oh. Youngling. Haven't used them, don't know how good they are. Alright, well, excuse me while I look at the Nord units. They really do lack cavalry, holy shit. But I do appreciate the new units. It's nice actually seeing them. Alright. Let's look at the Empire, because I know the Empire... Wait, did their roster also expand? Ha, yes it did. That's new. Shipmate. Because I know when I first played, what I'd always do was just get a shit ton of archers and then kind of mix between the two. Archers and I can't remember what I used. Oh, the Imperial Coast is also new. I believe I went with the Legionaries and just... Whatever happened, I think I just had them... The only issue I think I've ever had was cavalry that were melee intended. And then again, the archers could hold them just fine. Because I know I used to recruit a bunch of the Palpatine Guard. And the Horse Archers, too. Because that's nice to have. At least from the Imperials. And then the Kuzits, I know they are nothing but just... some kind of archer, if memory serves me best, right? Nomad. I always go for the... Okay, because it's the Nomads. Yeah, because they are nothing but the mounted warfare. Because they're... the Mongols. But the marksmen aren't that bad either. Well, Lords are Vikings. Vikings didn't have the cavalry, they had scouts. They didn't have cavalry, they had something, but it wasn't like cavalry as we know it. It was like the lightest of cavalry that they could probably do. Check the Vandalian units. Alright, let me bring that back up. I guess while I'm at it, I should check out every tier of troop, because I'm pretty sure everyone got some kind of new unit, so... Let's go over to Vandalia real quick. Recruit. And we'll go from the, top. So Vandalia's got the... Hi, okay. So they carry crossbows into the water. Interesting, interesting. Not very bad for what looks like the English. That kind of strangely makes sense for them to do. Let's check out Sturgia next. Because now I'm curious what the Sturgian are rolling into the ocean. Sturgia is also pretty good for archers, I feel. Looks like axes in the water. Somehow I expected that of Sturgia. I'm gonna do everyone. Did the Kuzits have a naval unit? I don't think the Kuzits actually had a naval unit. Or if they did, I just didn't see it. No. So the Kuzits got duped to the naval units, but I guess they're the mastery of the land that any idea of going into the sea is just like, are you mad? Definitely saw empires got naval units. So let me see. Do the Batanians have it? No, you're that specialized troop. The noble troop. Let me go back. I could go under Folksman. Right. Volunteer. That's what you were called. Alright. I guess the River Raiders as close as you get to that. Kuzits are the only one I know that don't have a C unit. Makes sense. The IRL Mongols weren't exactly known for their seafaring. And the last time they tried it, they ran into a storm and lost their invading army that was intended for Japan. Because those ships just pretty much sunk during the storm. The Batanians have the worst ship. You know, it surprises me. Batanians just exist to just get rolled over. Like, what does Britannia have that's actually good? Maybe aside from, like, their infantry. Not very big on mounted warfare, it seems. 0 for archers, unless you count the noble troops. those are rare to come across, so may as well just not have them. Alright, let's see. What about these guys? Wait, what? Are those always there? I'll have to check those out next. Alright, so... yeah, sorry. Yup, and they're archer-based, so I would expect that. Civilian champions are good. That's probably the one thing Britannia's got going for it, but that's if you can even manage them. Then again, I never really used Britannian units. Now, who are these again? Right, okay, so... I think these are the bandit units, because this is what I'm used to seeing. I guess they have their own thing now, so... Huh. Okay. And then you got the bandit stuff. Sea Raiders. Wouldn't surprise me that the Sea Raiders still have their unit tier. Okay, what is with this unit tier? Mountain bandits, looters, deserter. Aha. Right, I forgot they can become imperialized. I forgot about that. That's new. Or at least, could they always do that? Because I remember leading a few of these guys, but I never got them to this point. But that's interesting. I did not mean to do that. Desert bandits. Interesting on the pass that they can go. Alright, anyway. Let me see the crosshairs. Or the corsairs, I should say. It's new. Ah, I remember that being a modded thing. I guess they finally got around to that, and they were like, yeah, can we have this code? And I guess the modder was like, sure. So that's definitely a new thing. Alrighty. Hell, because I know this is randomly generated. Let me bring up my thing again. Heroes. Wait. Alright, I see. It's because Empire stuff. My biggest complaint, and this was why at one point I had it, unless they changed that, you should be able to marry companions. I know they require you to marry nobility, but it's just like, come on. What if I just want to marry a companion? Like, what if I'm in that desperate of a situation? That isn't to say I get what they're trying, but then it's just like, well, what if I can't find anyone? Alright. Let's zoom out and examine the map. I wonder if they're gonna do more stuff over here. As I believe... Aha, here it is. Wait, hang on. The Nords only have 4 major settlements. That might be a problem. I want this island. The problem is... building my Roman legion is going to be very not a Roman legion, if that makes any sense. I want to build Rome, but my Rome is going to look not very Roman. Alrighty. Otherwise, I gotta get rolling. I am running late to something. But if you guys like the stream, like and sub and follow. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to have it be I just pick up from here, or the very least I'll do is skip the boring part, because I do understand, I get it. The beginning of Mountain Blade can be, indeed, a very tedious thing to do. I might even go ahead and actually do the story mode stuff, if that is preferred. But I will probably be doing more of this, because I've been wanting to get back into Mountain Blade. Although, be it playing base game does feel a tad bit boring. But I am willing to do it. Otherwise, with that said, I guess whatever complaints I had on these thoughts that I had pop up, I've either said them briefly or... Hell, I kind of forgot half of it. But hey, I guess when you enjoy a game, you're not really one to complain. So that being said, sub on YouTube, follow on Kick, follow on X, and I'll see you all in the next one.